What up, world? What am? It's that boy LOCKSMIF representing that channel, Study the Bible, not the sermon. And we back. Appreciate y'all being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And I appreciate that. Right, and we in this series, the ministry of music. Can instruments prophesy? And right now, we're going to deal with a special little subsection, and that's the book of Psalms, right? The ministry of music concerning Psalms. Now, most of us know that Jesus is represented throughout the Psalms, meaning that the Psalms are prophetic. But we're going to go deep here. We're going to go deep today. Buckle up your seatbelts, grab you some libation real quick, come right back because it's going down this book of Psalms right now. There's a definite reason why the Psalms are positioned the way that they are, right? I don't mean like in the middle of the Bible or in the New Testament version of the Bible. You know, the Gideon's got the New Testament. It's not that. I'm talking about there are 150 Psalms, and Psalms 1 is Psalms 1 for a reason. Psalms 47 is Psalm 47 for a reason. Psalms 90 is not 89 or 94 for a reason. And we're going to get into a little bit of that because, you know, the book of Isaiah is a person writing the whole thing from beginning to end. So it's going to be in order. The Psalms, not so much. Right? Now, it's not just a surface message that they give that presents the truth. It's also the context in which they occur that make the difference. Now, I'm not just talking about the context of the actual verses, like Psalms 22 was talking about Jesus on the cross. That's the context of that chapter. Now, I'm talking about the actual context of the arrangement. Again, Psalms 40 is Psalms 40, not Psalms 72, right? And it's a reason for that. Right, Psalm 72 can't be Psalm 73, and there's a reason for that. Right, and we're gonna see, like I said. So, without further ado, let's go deep. Let's go deep. As we go to level 1, I want to scratch the surface of level 1 with a fun fact. Right, I think I got 3 of these to hit y'all with throughout the Book of Psalms leg of the Ministry of Music series. Fun fact. There are 150 Psalms, right? Now, straight off the bat, I'm going to throw some numbers at you, but this is Study the Bible, not the sermon. We don't do numerology, okay? So I'm not telling you a bunch of numbers because the numbers have some special meaning in and of themselves, and the numbers, and, you know, just break out your calculators and let's just do numbers, okay? Not with it. I teach math, but I'm not with it in the Bible. Having said that, it's 150 Psalms, right? 150 is 3 times 50. There's a reason to believe that there was a 3-year reading plan amongst Israel with the Psalm, meaning that they would read 1 Psalm per week for 3 years and then start it over, right? And it is commonly believed that that was the reason for the arrangement of the Psalms. We're going to delve into that right now. All right. Now, most of the Psalms that are positioned outside of the book of Psalms deal with prophecy. Usually, the Psalms that are prophetic outside of the book of Psalms deal with Israel or Jesus, right? And this is a hidden gem. Most people don't know about it. If you know about it, make sure you count your blessings. Part 1. Who sanctioned the Psalms? Now, David sanctioned the Psalms, which were to be which were to be sung on the temple grounds by regularly assigned Levites or Levitical singers, what we would call choir. Right now, let's go ahead, jump into the book and see some proofs. Right, let's go to 1 Chronicles chapter 9, and we want to actually kick this off at verse 22. Got my illustrious reader. Don't make the people wait no longer, my brother. 1 Chronicles 9 and 22. Come on with it.
All these which were chosen to be porters in the gates were 212.
Woo! 212 porters. Now, if you read this whole chapter, he talk about this is the genealogies of the children of Israel. He talk about the tribe of Judah. Then he go right into the Levites. He talk about the priests, the porters, the people who kept the gate, the people who washed stuff, the people who did, and all their little jobs, right? So that's what we talking about here. Read it.
These were reckoned by their genealogy in their villages,
okay,
whom David and Samuel the seer did ordain in their set office.
So David ordained it, and Samuel ordained what we about to read here. All right, this everybody in their little spot doing their little do, and these choir singers. Read.
So they and their children had the oversight of the gates of the house of the Lord, namely, the house of the tabernacle by wards.
The house of the tabernacle by wards, right? Wards or divisions, right? It's kind of like Chicago was set up in the little wards. It's almost like neighborhoods, but the wards kind of overlap the neighborhoods, but that's a good way to think about it. Right? So divisions. We got several divisions of choirs. We're going to read that. Read it.
In 4 quarters were the porters toward the east, west, north, and south.
Yes.
And their brethren, which were in their villages, were to come after 7 days from time to time with them.
So you got 4 quarters of porters, and the porters take care of the tabernacle. You know, they clean the stuff, they watch the gate, close the gate, open the gate, stuff like that. And there's 4 of them towards the east, west, north, and south. And then their brethren came after 7 days. So like every 7 days they would rotate, and then every 30 days, I believe, they would rotate, like every month, and then every like 3 or 4 months they would rotate, right? Because you end up with about 288 at the beginning of this. Read.
For these Levites, the 4 chief porters, were in their set office, and were over the chambers and treasuries of the house of God.
Read.
And they lodged round about the house of God.
Why?
Because the charge was upon them.
Ah.
And the opening thereof every morning pertained to them.
Well, turn up then.
And certain of them had the charge of the ministering vessels, that they should bring them in and out by tale.
Keep going.
Some of them also were appointed to oversee the vessels, and all the instruments of the sanctuary, and the fine flour, and the wine, and the oil, and the frankincense, and the spices.
Yes.
And some of the sons of the priests made the ointment of the spices.
So everything that happens in the tabernacle or the temple, the Levites got something to do with it. They have to go get the incense. Then a different one puts the incense on the fire. Then a different one changes the coals for the fire. Then a different one comes and cleans the fire after everything is over with, right? So these special men consecrated to their jobs by King David and the prophet Samuel. Notice he's over this with David, who also is a prophet, right? We talking about the choir, and we talking about people that clean stuff, and the managers of the temple. Porters are like management of the temple. 1 Chronicles 25:1, bro. Read it.
Moreover, David and the captains of the host separated to the service of the sons of Asaph and of Heman and of Jeduthun, who should prophesy with harps, with psalteries, and with cymbals.
Turn up. They prophesy with harps and cymbals and psalteries. Deep. Read.
And the number of the workmen according to their service was, of the sons of Asaph, Zakur, and Joseph, and Nethaniah, and Asarallah. The sons of Asaph under the hands of Asaph.
Hey, matter of fact, I ain't finna read all the names. So they say that he separated Asaph and Heman and Jeduthun, who should prophesy with harps and psalteries and cymbals. So we still use cymbals in the black church. They got the thing like bang, 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 and or the old ladies that had the little cymbals where you just shaking the little cymbals in it, like we waiting on the Lord, like that. And you mean to tell me that my grandma used to be prophesying with that thing? Things that make you go, right? So they were set to prophesy. Now Samuel is the first person in the Bible to be called prophet. And the Bible does not tell us how he prophesied. They say who should prophesy with harps, cymbals, and psalteries. Skip right on down to verse 6. Verse 6, read it.
All these were under the hands of their father for song in the house of the Lord.
Yes.
With cymbals, psalteries, and harps for the service of the house of God, according to the king's order to Asaph, Jeduthun, and Heman.
That's real talk. So it say, according to the king's order. Read verse 7.
So the number of them with their brethren that were instructed in the songs of the Lord, even all that were cunning, was 268.
Woo! It say the people who was instructed in the songs of the Lord. Right? They didn't just walk up and just freestyle. They was instructed in the songs of the Lord. And it said it was a 288 man choir. Right? You talking about Mississippi Mass Choir here. Right? Now, granted, they were divided up again in them 24 wards or divisions, right? And each one was accompanied by 12 Levites. So you got a division of choir members, singers, and that's what they do. And whenever them people are singing, you got 12 Levites that's with them, so that the temple will always have a family of singers, people who work well together, who gel well together, who live together anyway. See verse 8 through verse 31. Read that on your own to find out who sang what, right? And you know, I mean, I'll tell you, they sang the Psalms, right? Now remember again, verse 2, according to the king. Now King David was called a prophet, like I said previously, and him being a prophet and ordaining the people, setting them up, playing the instruments, that they also should prophesy. Now remember, King David was a typical Christ, a typical of Christ, a typecast of Christ. This fact in itself should show that the book of Psalms is essentially a prophetical book, just as much as Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Jeremiah. And truly, when you comprehend what the various Psalms mean and their relationships to one another within the context in which they place, the significance is seen. And it's evident, right? And if you attend the Israel of God, then you already knew that. Now, I appreciate everybody joining me today. This was just a little intro. Like I say, we scratched the surface. We at the bottom of level 1. We got about 3-4 levels left. On the next video, we're going to look at these 150 Psalms within the book of Psalms and their arrangement and context that should be noted, right? Surveyed properly, the structure and design is going to open our understanding about the prophetic teaching that many of us may or may not have ever seen before. So make sure you hit that notifications, click on that notifications, click that notifications bell, so that the next video I upload, you'll already know about it. You'll be the first one to know. You'll be ahead of the game. Right? I already went through YouTube. Ain't nobody else doing nothing on the ministry of music. Ain't no more videos out here about Psalms and Psalms being prophetic and Psalms being musical and Psalms being songs. Right? So make sure you check back so that your knowledge can be increased. In the meantime and in between time, I am the locksmith. Knowledge still reigns supreme because knowledge is the key. This is the platform, Study the Bible Not. The ministry of music. Can instruments prophesy? What's up with the book of Psalms? Until next time. 1.